What's up, folks, and welcome back to Blue Jays Today. We are now entering the most critical, the most important, maybe the most dramatic week of Toronto Blue Jays baseball this entire year, and we gotta talk about it, folks. At the time of recording this video, the Toronto Blue Jays are 1.5 games up in the wildcard standings over the Texas Rangers, which they are so conveniently going to be playing in a 4-game series starting tomorrow. This series really is everything, and depending on how the Toronto Blue Jays fare against these Texas Rangers, we may or may not have October baseball. So in this video, with this crazy series on the horizon, I actually wanted to take a look at those Texas Rangers, right? Really just break down their team, talk about what the Blue Jays are going to be up against, and discuss what I think the Toronto Blue Jays need to do to walk away with a win in this upcoming series. So first things first, let's talk about that Rangers offense. This Texas Rangers offense for a large part of the season was extremely potent, guys. Like, they were incredible in clutch situations. Whenever there was a runner in scoring position, they were scoring them, which is effectively the complete opposite of what the Toronto Blue Jays offenses looked like for most of the year. All of that being said, though, recency is everything, and recently the Rangers, they haven't been that good. In the last 30 days, they've been relatively underwhelming and are ranked 16th in OPS as opposed to the Toronto Blue Jays, who are ranked 10th. There was also some really big news released the other day about their star outfielder Adolis Garcia, literally the guy who's leading the American League in RBIs with 100. He is now on the 10-day IL. He will not play at all in this series, which is a massive blow to these Texas Rangers. Now, even though Adolis Garcia is out, they still have some very quality players, right? I mean, we know Marcus Semien. He is absolutely lethal with the baseball bat. And Corey freaking Seager, man, this guy is putting up MVP level numbers, so their offense is definitely still going to be there. It just shouldn't be as good without Garcia, and considering they've been relatively cold recently. Moving over to the pitching side of things, this is where the Jays have a big time advantage. Texas really hasn't had incredible pitching all year, but recently it's just gotten pretty atrocious. In the last 30 days, they're ranked 24th in ERA with a team ERA of 5.42. The Jays, on the other hand, they are ranked 9th in that time frame, so while our pitching is getting better, their pitching is getting way worse. And it's really important to note that it's not just their starters, but that their bullpen is especially bad. Their bullpen is the 7th worst in baseball in the last 30 days, and I don't know about you guys, but I've been seeing a hell of a lot of highlights of Aroldis Chapman just blowing up games for the Texas Rangers. All of this has made it so that the Texas Rangers have a record of 1-6 in the month of September, and they are just free falling down the standings. And we can see it in the playoff odds as well, folks. On August 15th, they were looking like a lock to make it to the postseason, and fast forward to now, and they're chilling at 40%. Not where you want to be if you're a Texas Rangers fan. So that's the breakdown of their team, where they're at right now, but where does that leave us for this series? Whoa, time for your daily Betway breather. A quick reminder that the best place to bet is on Betway. Must be 19 years of age or older to play. In collaboration with iGaming Ontario, please bet responsibly. Now, back to the content. Well, Blue Jays have an offensive advantage recently. They have a pitching advantage recently. They have a bullpen advantage recently, and they have a better record recently. So obviously, I'm feeling very confident about this from a Blue Jays perspective, but I do want to pump the brakes just a little bit before y'all start throwing broom emojis into the freaking comments. If we flash back a year ago to the infamous wild card series against the Seattle Mariners, the Blue Jays, they were in a very similar spot. I mean, if you looked at both of those teams on paper, the Blue Jays were just clearly better. They had the home field advantage. Everyone was thinking that they were going to win, but Seattle, with their backs up against the wall, came out and embarrassed us, and it was brutal. So as much as I want to say that I'm very confident about this series, we have seen this Toronto Blue Jays team crumble under the pressure before, and that's not really a stat that you can plan for. But all of this leads us to what I think the Toronto Blue Jays need to do in this Texas Rangers series if they want to walk away with a win. Patience from the Toronto Blue Jays hitters. It is going to be absolutely key that we stay patient and that we work the count. The more you run up these Texas Rangers starting pitchers' pitch count, the quicker that we can get to their bullpen, and that is where you can do some serious damage. And as much as I want to say that the Toronto Blue Jays are going to go for the jugular and absolutely just sweep these guys and end their misery, right? Just finish their season. Really, all we need to do is make sure that we do not lose this series. Now that the Toronto Blue Jays are up and they have that game and a half over the Rangers, they just need to make sure that they don't let them back into the freaking mix. Knicks. Be patient, do not crumble under the pressure, and do not let these guys walk into the Rogers Center and take more than 2 games off of you. But guys, let me know what you think about all this in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, go Jays go.